What's up, everybody? My name is Nicole Banister, aka NIKKI BANZ. I do this every single week, so welcome back to NIKKI BANZ Live! Hello, everybody. It's your hostess with the mostest, Nicole Banister, aka NIKKI BANZ. Every single Tuesday, I go live here on Instagram with your favorite artists, activists, entrepreneurs, entertainers, and content creators from across the globe. And I am so excited for my guest today, Gulora Muzaffarova from Uzbekistan. Woohoo! So y'all already know that typically I do my show on Tuesday and today is Thursday. We had a little bit of technical difficulties on Tuesday when we tried to get this live started, but we think we have sorted them all out. We think we are all good, and we think we are ready to go with this live here today. So before I kick things off, before I get started, before I bring in our very special guest today, you know me, I always have to give a couple of shout outs. So first and foremost, if you are looking at this beautiful tie-dye top that I am wearing, I have to give a shout out to my boy Corey Dillard, aka Vibe Tie. He is an incredible artist and designer based out of Los Angeles, California. If you live in the United States, you can buy his clothing, custom made tie-dye pieces, long sleeves, short sleeves, sweatpants, anything. You can get it from my boy Corey, aka Vibe Tie. So shout out to Corey for making me look so swaggy today on this episode of NIKKI BANZ Live. I love it. Second thing, if you have not yet watched my TV show, I have my first ever TV show. It's up on YouTube right now. It's called Start It Up. I want you to go watch it. I am the host as I am guiding about 60 different student entrepreneurs from around the world as they compete for the Global Student Entrepreneur Awards 2022, which means that they run and operate their own social impact businesses at the same time that they are going to school, and they are competing for $40,000 as a cash prize. So you got to go watch my TV show on YouTube. It's called Start It Up. If you type in youtube.com/GSEA competition, you'll be able to find the show. So go check it out. Go watch the show. If you like watching NIKKI BANZ Live, I can guarantee you're going to like to watch Start It Up. All right, everybody. One of the things that I pride myself on here on NIKKI BANZ Live is having guests from different countries from around the world. One of the things that I often say about my live interview show right here on Instagram, or maybe you're watching the rerun on my YouTube channel, is that every single week I am bringing you a different guest from a different country, and this week is no exception. My guest today is Gulora Muzaffarova, and she is a phenomenal English teacher and content creator based out of Uzbekistan. She is a phenomenal human who is making the English language accessible to millions of people and thousands of people across her country, Uzbekistan. Now, for those of you who do not know Uzbekistan, I am right there with you. I'm going to be learning a lot today. I think we have many people from Uzbekistan who are here in the chat right now. So go ahead and tell me in the comments, are you from Uzbekistan? Are you from somewhere else? Tell me where you're from. I cannot wait to see where everyone's from here today. Uzbekistan is a country that is on the Asian continent. It's kind of strategically located in between the Middle East and sort of like Asia proper. So countries like China and India, you know, those sort of countries that you typically think of when you think of the Asian continent. And Uzbekistan is located between a number of other countries like Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan. Uzbekistan is a country there. So I am super excited to learn more about Uzbekistan from our guests, from all of you who are tuning in live, because I've never been there, but I hope to go one day. So today we're going to learn all about it. All right, everyone, without any further ado, I know many of you have been waiting since Tuesday for me to get this live show started. Hello, I see so many people in the chat saying hello from Uzbekistan, Aliyeva, Nazira, Kavai Jen, Fozi Bey. Oh my gosh, so many people from Uzbekistan. X Ismailova. Okay, Tony Gold from Nebraska. Hi, Tony from Nebraska. That's in the United States. This is really, really cool. All right, everybody. I see Melanie is here from France. I see Bita is here from the United States / Iran. Hello, Bita, one of my tremendous former guests on the show here. But without any further ado, I'm going to get this live started. I'm going to bring on my guest, Gulora Muzaffarova. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Tell me in the chat. Are you ready for my guest today here on NIKKI BANZ Live? Well, let's get a little drum roll going and let's bring her on. Here we go. Here we go. Fingers crossed. It works this time. I know it will.
Hello! Yeah! So today's working. Hello, how are you?
It's working. It's working. Salam.
Yeah.
Salam.
Yeah. You're so energetic. Like literally, you filled me with energy.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what? Being able to interview you, learn more about the incredible work that you do, learn more about your country and your culture, I can't help but be excited for this.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. It's my first time experience having an interview with a foreigner vloggers, and it's so exciting for me. Thank you for giving this chance.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And this is one of the things I love about my live show here on Instagram is connecting those dots, building bridges across borders and across countries. So me being in the United States right now, you being in Uzbekistan, like this is such a cool crossing of worlds and cultures.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Gulora, I always start every single NIKKI BANZ Live interview by telling the people who are here on the interview how I know my guest. And so you and I have a super special story. We met at the Nas Summit in Dubai in March of this year. Yes, so this was like this incredible gathering of content creators and social media experts from all over the world, from India, from the US, from Indonesia, from Palestine, from Uzbekistan, and now here we are going live a couple months later.
Yeah, it was a fantastic experience. I still remember there was a lot of positive vibe in the conference, in the summit.
Yes, absolutely. And what was it that drew you to the Nas Summit in Dubai?
Well, one of my biggest dreams is to become an international teacher, and that was kind of my first step. I have a small YouTube channel and my Instagram page. Right now I only work locally with my local audience, but one of my big dreams is to go international, to become international English teacher. That's why I wanted to experience international atmosphere. That's why I applied for Nas Summit, and it was a great experience.
Wow. I completely agree. You know, to be in an environment like that, it was so international. There was people from all over the world. And it's like, it's just so cool to be in a space of people who are all trying to create incredible content, change the world with their content and with what they're sharing. And when I met you, honestly, I think we were just like in the lobby area chatting.
Exactly.
And then I remember you were like, oh, I'm from Uzbekistan. And I was like, what? I was like, where is that? What? I knew nothing about it. So I was like, no, I have to talk to you more and get to know you better.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me represent my country. So I'm excited to tell you a lot about it.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So I see a lot of people in the chat asking where I'm from. So I am in the United States. I'm in Los Angeles, California. I am from the United States. So my dad is Black American from the US and my mom is from Iran. So I am mixed race living in the United States. Yes, it's very interesting. And there's a lot of people like me who are mixed race living in the US. And I think that's why it would be so curious, even for my fans, for people who are joining, to hear more from you, Gulora, about this wonderful country, Uzbekistan, that you live in. Like when you talk to someone like me from the US who doesn't know anything about Uzbekistan, what would you tell me about your country?
Well, in the first place, people are very hospitable. If you visit Uzbekistan, people are ready to invite you to their houses for free. They invite you to stay in their houses, like even for a week or for a month, even if you want. So, in the first place, people are very friendly. They love guests. They love having guests in their house. And what else? And there are a lot of young people in our country, and they are so much interested in learning foreign languages, in learning about the outside world, especially about English-speaking countries. They are keen to learn them. Like, there are a lot of young people in Uzbekistan. Vast majority of Uzbek people are young people, and they have a burning desire to learn about the outside world. And I'm really happy I'm helping young people to learn more about English language and why English language. I'm kind of introducing them the global world. And I posted some pictures, videos from the NES Summit. A lot of my subscribers, they are young people actually, like teenagers, young people. They said they also want to go to such summits, to meet international people, to be a part of international team. That's why. So there's so much eagerness in my country among young people.
Oh my gosh, I love to hear that. I love that the population is young, dynamic, willing to learn about the outside world and other countries and other places. And I think with that being said, it's so tremendous the work that you're doing to help get young people to that place by teaching them English, which is a language like commonly spoken, you know, around the world. How did you first decide to become an English teacher? How did you get to that point?
I think it was my school teacher. I was interested in many subjects at school, but I had a young English teacher, and when the first time she had a lesson with us, she conducted English lesson. She spoke so beautifully in that language, and I fell in love with her accent. So I decided to learn more about the English language. I actually had a major in English language at university. Your English also sounds so beautiful today. Did you pay attention on my stories? I played a part of your speech audio, and yes. I told my students, if you learn English, you're able to talk to native speakers, listen to her English, really fluent. It sounds like a song. Your speech sounds like a song, and I try to motivate them, learn English better, so you're able to talk to foreigners, you are able to understand them fluently. That's why. So my English teacher's accent actually made me fall in love with the language.
Wow, wow. Shout out to your teacher who inspired you to be the amazing teacher and educator that you are today. So when you teach English, Gulora, do you teach English like in a classroom setting? Do you teach online? Talk to us more about how you actually teach these students who are coming to you for guidance.
Well, actually, it's both. Currently, I have both a small language center, and I conduct offline lessons. It's usually like group lessons, and it's mainly exam preparation. In my country, IELTS exam, English speaking test, is very popular, and many young people take this test in order to apply to universities, in order to go to like foreign countries to study, or even in my country also. This test is really important if students want to study at universities. And besides that, in May, I started an online course also. Like NES Summit inspired me to start online courses because they shared a lot about their online courses. Right now, do you also know they have started a community also, NES community?
Yes, yes.
And they have like live streams via Zoom, lessons, meetings via Zoom, and I'm taking part in them. And it really motivated me to start an online lesson. I started in May, and my plan is to go completely online. And yeah, from September, I'm planning to start one more online course, and I think I will work mainly online from September right now, but I have offline lessons as well. What I like about online teaching, you can reach more people. Right now, I work in the city of Tashkent, and only people who live here can take my lessons. But I have a lot of subscribers from other cities of Uzbekistan, and it's a big country. And they tell me, how can I take your lessons? How can I be a part of your English learning community? That's why online courses are a great tool to connect people from different parts of my country. And eventually, if one day, if I'm able to go international, I think I'll be able to connect English learners from different parts of the world. And I actually have a plan from September. I'm going to start an English channel, YouTube channel, and English Instagram page for international learners. Mainly, it will be about exam preparation. So I'm going to connect them for exam preparation and create an English community. Nas Summit inspired me to create communities. Right now, also Nusayr, sometimes he's having sessions with us, like Zoom sessions, and he's telling us, create communities. Like, people need communities. We need to connect with each other and share experience. And it's inspirational, actually.
It is super inspirational. And I think what you're doing is incredibly inspirational as well, because you are creating these communities of people, not just in your country, Uzbekistan, in many different cities of Uzbekistan. And now with me here live, we're connecting to the whole entire world. And I think it's really that the community aspect is really powerful, because it's this opportunity to kind of break down those barriers, break down borders, and ensure that no matter what language you speak or what background you're from, we can communicate, we can have dialogue together, and
exactly.
we can all learn about each other.
Exactly. Most importantly, we share passion. We have a lot of passion, actually.
Yes, honestly, Gulora, I think your energy is just as high as mine. I can tell that you are a teacher. I can tell that you facilitate and talk to people for a living. And I love that. I love it about you. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you here today on the show. And I think what I'm curious about, you know, a lot of people want to learn other languages, right? Whether it's English or Mandarin or Arabic, you know, there's lots of other languages that people want to learn. As an English teacher, do you have some tips, some tricks, some advice that you would give people trying to learn any new language?
Yeah. In the first place, they should not just learn the language, but they should create a lifestyle in this language. This language should be a part of their lives. Like, I always tell my students, everything should be in English. Your phone, your computer should be in English, or you should all listen to English songs as much as possible, watch English movies, or just be a part of English speaking communities. In this way, you start living the language, not just learning it. You know?
I love that.
That's why we should be immersed in the language totally. And when you immerse yourself in the language, you start understanding cultural differences, or because language is not only means of communication, but it's also means of sharing culture, showing different traditions and other things. That's why I always tell them you should be immersing the language, find communities where English is widely spoken, and in this way your language learning process is also much faster, so you don't feel that you're learning, but you're just part of it, so you are growing personally together with your language skills. That's why.
Oh my God. Yes, this is like absolutely incredible advice. I love what you said about changing your phone to English, changing your laptop to English, because those are the things that we engage with every single day on a daily basis. So to then have those things also be in English or in the language that you're learning, that's such great advice. And I think for myself, I speak 2 other languages besides English. I speak Spanish, and I also speak Sepedi, which is a language from South Africa, which is a country that I spend a lot of time in and live in, you know, for about 6 months every single year. And yes, it's exactly that. It's how do you immerse yourself, not just in the words themselves, just in the language, but in the culture as a whole, so you can really understand these people and what they're saying and how they communicate.
Exactly. That's a great part. And online course also is a great way of learning the language, regardless of your location, regardless of your country. You can feel the international community. I first came across, I first became a part of online courses when I was studying at university. And one of my friends at university suggested taking online courses. There's one very popular, Coursera.org. Very popular platform. And he suggested taking course. First time I heard about Coursera.org from my friend, and I took several online courses. The online courses were designed by professors from Duke University in the USA, and I enjoyed her lessons so much. At that time, I felt that internet is so powerful. I physically cannot move to USA in order to take several courses, but I stay in my own country. I can feel the atmosphere. I can feel the professors, lecturers. I can become, at that moment also, I remember at that time also, the professor created an online community. There were different people from different countries taking the same course, and we sent assignments to other students, exchanged opinions, we checked each other's writing and like home assignments. It was great experience, sharing knowledge, sharing experience. At that moment, I understood that first, English helps you to connect with different people all over the world, not only English people, but any nationality, whoever speaks English. And also, internet is a great tool. So I'm just in my country, you are in your country. That's great. We're talking to each other, like live.
Right. Literally, it's 10 o'clock in the morning for me in Los Angeles in the US. It's 10 p.m. at night for you in Tashkent. And here we are just communicating because of the power of the internet and social media. And I love what you mentioned about, you know, taking these courses and building communities online. And that's one of the things, you know, that I do with Nas Academy. I am a trainer and a facilitator for Nas Academy. So I help facilitate these courses online. And I know a lot of people in the chat right now are saying, I want to learn English, I want to take courses, things like that. There are so many free courses at Nas Academy, for example, that you can take around content creation. I teach a class on how to travel the world like a pro. There's so many courses that you can take for free at Nas Academy and Coursera, like you mentioned. And I think that having that aspect of community and having your camera on live on Zoom, typing in the chat, oh, I'm from Pakistan, I'm from the US, I'm from Nigeria. And then you can start to see, wow, we truly are so global and so interconnected no matter where we live.
Exactly. And one thing I also learned from going online is that you learn that people are so different all over the world, but at the same time, we're similar to each other. We share the same passion, we share the same interests, we love the same things. So we are different, but at the same time, we're so similar to each other. That's the power of the internet.
It's so true. And honestly, so Gulora, what is the language that you speak in most of your social media videos?
Currently, it's my local language, native language, Uzbek language. But I have a plan to go to create a separate channel only in English.
Ooh, okay. Because what I was thinking is that when you're speaking the Uzbek language, like I said, my mom is from Iran, and I was listening to the language, and honestly, there are a lot of parts of the language that sounded very similar to Farsi. And I was so impressed by that because I had no idea that there might be some parallels or some similarities. So for you to, you know, it's like language just travels. It's so fluid, you know, like these words from Farsi, from the Uzbek language, from English, from Mandarin, like they all kind of ebb and flow in these very interesting ways.
Exactly. And one more thing, learning languages and going online helps us to appreciate each other, to become closer to each other. So there is a lot of hate in the world, and the more we learn about languages, the more we learn about other cultures, we become closer, we become more friendly, we start appreciating other cultures, other countries. That's the point of going online. Yeah.
Literally.
Thank you.
I had to give you claps for that because Gulora, you're so right. And this is one of the reasons why I like to have this live show on Instagram. You know why I'm interviewing you from Uzbekistan this week. Last week, I interviewed someone from Peru. Next week, I'm interviewing somebody from Nigeria. That's 3 completely different continents. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we need to build tolerance. We need to build, you know, a culture.
Understanding.
Yes, of
Exactly.
understanding, of love, of acknowledging that at the end of the day, we're not that different, whether you're in Uzbekistan or the United States or wherever. And I love that you said that. That's so powerful.
Thank you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh. Of course, of course. And I want to hear more about how you transitioned from teaching English online and in the classroom to social media, because you have a super powerful social media presence on Telegram, on TikTok, on Instagram. Your YouTube channel is starting to flourish now. You have an incredible presence on social media, and people are looking to you to learn English and to listen from you and to learn from you. So how did you transition your English into content creation?
Well, it was due to pandemic, you know. In 2020, lockdown started, and we lost our small business. Kind of, we had a small language center at that time in 2020, but the lockdown started out, and everything was closed. We were not allowed to go out. We were not allowed to work, and at that time, we lost our jobs. Actually, we have a family-run business, and me and I and my husband, we actually lost our jobs. At that time, I felt really sad in 2020 spring. I remember it was March and spring because you lost everything you built for several years and you're not allowed to continue in, and you don't know when everything goes back to normal life. I felt so disappointed, and actually at that moment I had a lot of quarrels with my family members because I was feeling very, very bad because of losing my job. And at that time, one of my friends, again, so like friends are really good if you have good network of friends, suggested me creating some videos, and he actually taught me how to create some videos. I slowly started taking interest in this, so I became busy with making videos, so I kind of forgot a little bit about my business failure because yeah, yeah. Then at that moment I understood that I should always have a plan B, or I should always have other ways of building my business. I should not only be focused only on one business, because we had only one family business, a small family business.
Okay.
And when we lost it because of lockdown and because of pandemic, then slowly creating videos helped me to build audience, to create my business online. At that moment I learned that you should have several income streams. Never believe in only one income stream, because something unexpected might happen and you may lose everything like overnight, like pandemic. Whoever expected it? Like no one. Yeah,
No one.
that's why. That's why. At that
Wow.
moment, yeah, I felt so sad about it. I was like very, very disappointed. But now, looking back in hindsight, I realized that it was a good experience. I learned that I need several income streams. I need to build my online existence. I should have both offline and online business in order to maintain stability. So it was a very good life lesson to learn. So I started making videos. The first videos were really, really cringy. Like I really don't want to look at my first videos. You know, I created my first videos in May 2020. I spent 1 month on one single YouTube video, a 10-minute YouTube video, and I spent a month on it. Like I refilm it, I don't like it. I refilm it, I don't like this. Something is wrong, something is wrong. And I edited, like re-edited. And you know what happened in the end? I never posted that video. Yeah,
Didn't
I
even
never
post it.
posted that
Put it in
video.
the trash.
Yeah. At that time, yeah, I was really sad about the pandemic, but now I learned that pandemic taught me very important lessons. And most importantly, pandemic gave me some free time to think more deeply about priorities in life.
Mm.
It taught me, for example, in order to get ready for the future unexpected, unseen events. I had like free time for several months because we had to stay for about 6 or 7 months. Language centers, teachers were not allowed, classes were not allowed in my country for about 6 months. And I had a lot of free time to think, to think about what I love to do, what I want to do in the future. I had a lot of free time to learn to make videos. If I had worked in the same way, if a pandemic had never happened, perhaps I wouldn't have made videos. I wouldn't have been free to make videos. I would be busy
Wow.
just at work, at work, at work. And you never have free time to learn something new. You don't have the desire to learn something new because your business is still running and you're satisfied with it. But like, so new lessons. Now we have 2 businesses. I'm really happy about it. We have one offline business and one online business, and I'm really happy about it. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Gulora, the reflection that you have on your time in the pandemic and how it gave you the space and the opportunity to really pivot your career, to transition and have multiple income streams instead of just one. I think this is something that I feel like a lot of people who I've been speaking to have been talking about, how being able or being forced to slow down during the greatest sort of disaster of our like modern time, right? The coronavirus pandemic. It gave us the opportunity to slow down and to think about what's important to us. What are we passionate about? How can we connect with more people to do what we love? And so I think it's really, really powerful to hear you saying that you were able to slow down, take that time, and then pivot to content creation and social media, which now you're doing and you're like totally thriving. You know, we have 200 people here on this live stream, so many people commenting in the chat. You know, you have built this tremendous community of followers online, and what you're saying now is that only happened in the last 2 years. That's crazy. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. And I want to share, because I know some people are commenting in the chat. So if you have questions for Gulora, I would love for you to ask them. The chat moves very quickly. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, there's a little like circle with a question mark in it. If you click on that, then you can type questions in. So for anyone who's here on the live on Instagram, if you want to ask Gulora a question, go to the bottom of your screen, to the right of where it says comments. There's a circle with the question mark. Click that. You'll be able to type a question. And the last 10 or 15 minutes of this live interview, I will definitely be asking Gulora all of the questions that you have. And if you're not already following Gulora on social media, you can literally go to the top of your screen with the little white arrow in the middle and click on it. You can follow me at They Call Me Banz, and you can follow Gulora _Muzaffarova. So please follow Gulora, follow me, subscribe to all of our YouTube channels. So we want to make sure that you're following and supporting these businesses. And I see some questions coming in. That's perfect. Keep putting your questions in that little question bubble. They'll stay there. The chat moves so fast. It's like I can't even like answer all the questions there. But if you put the questions in the question bubble, then they'll stay there so we can see them. So incredible. So Gulora, I know you're an English teacher. I know you create amazing content on social media. When you're not teaching English to the masses, what do you do for fun? What do you do in your free time?
I love sports. I love doing sports. Right now I'm learning swimming. I'm taking some swimming classes. It's now summertime. It's the great time of the year to go swimming. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Actually, I don't know how to swim very well. I can swim only a few meters, but I have a swimming instructor and she's teaching me how to swim. I really enjoy it because I spend most of the day in front of a computer and it makes my eyes tired. It makes my body feel tired. That's why I do some exercise, yeah, in order to get rid of this tiredness in my body. Yeah.
Ooh,
in winter months, I like going to the gym. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're super fit. Maybe next you need to have like a fitness channel where you're working out.
Well, I do it just for fun, not professionally. Yeah.
It's interesting that you're learning swimming in particular because if I'm not mistaken, Uzbekistan is completely landlocked, right? You don't have an ocean on any side.
Exactly. So, but we have a lot of pools. In summer, pools are open. Yeah. And I'm taking swimming class in the pool. Yeah.
Ooh,
We don't have any
nice.
seas. Only a few lakes in my country, but there is no sea. Yeah. First time when I saw the sea, I was super excited because the view of the sea is amazing. We don't have seas in my country. That's why. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one of the things about me is I'm in California in the US right now, so we have the Pacific Ocean, you know, on the west coast of the country. And then when I'm in South Africa, we have the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean in South Africa. So I honestly I'm impressed with you and Uzbekistan. If it was me, I would be escaping to the ocean like every time that I could.
Yeah. Yeah. I also enjoy seaside very much. I've been to seaside, I think, only a few times because there is no seaside in my country, and I literally enjoyed it very, very much. Yeah, it calms you so much.
I
The view of
completely
the sea.
agree. Yes, the sea is so calming, so relaxing. So where did you go that you were able to see the ocean? Which country or which place did you go to?
Well, it was an ocean. First, in Turkey, there were like several seas, and in Dubai also. Like we went to the coastal area, yeah, to visit it. Only these two countries, yeah.
Oh, that's
I hope in the future I'll be able to travel when I become international teacher, yeah, to meet my students all over the world.
Yes, yes, and you will become an international teacher. I know it. I feel it. You already are. I mean, look at you. You're live here on Instagram in front of hundreds of people from all over the world. So I love this. When you start teaching internationally, do you want to host like group meetups? Like this is something that, for example, Nas Daily does often, right? He hosts meetups in countries, you know, all over the world. Is that something that you would want to do? Like host a meetup in person and bring the students together?
Interesting. I've never thought about it. That sounds very interesting. That sounds a good idea. Actually, a great idea. Yeah. Why not meeting them face to face? Because why? Even though there are a lot of online courses, people still want to see the teacher. They still want to go to the offline, like real lessons. Because when you meet a person online, you feel the vibe. You feel this person's atmosphere. You feel closer to this person. That's why. Yeah, online is also a great tool. But whenever you meet a person face to face, you feel their energy. And that's the reason people still want to take offline lessons, even though we have like hundreds of course, thousands of course on the internet. They want to be closer to their teachers, to other people. That's why. That sounds a great idea. Why not? Why not?
Literally, why not? Well, if you come to Los Angeles, to the United States, you know, we'll definitely host you here. If you want to come to Cape Town, South Africa, we can host you there. I am ready for your in-person courses. I speak English fluently. I'll still come to your classes. I'm ready.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. Well, I see that like a ton of people have questions and people are asking things in the chat. So I think before I start to maybe ask some of the questions from all of your fans and all of your followers who are here today, I would love to ask like, you know, what's coming up next for you? What's on the horizon? And, you know, as your friends, as your fans, as your followers, how can we continue to support this work that you're doing as a teacher and online on social media?
The fact that you invited me already helps me a lot, actually, because I have a lot of English language learners on my page, and you are doing a great help for them also. They listen to English conversation. It's a great practice. I think the only thing, well, maybe just sharing videos with English language learners, that would be great. For my own subscribers, if you share it with your friends or with other people, whoever needs these videos, maybe it would be great, yeah.
Okay, I love that. Well, you heard it here from Gulora. You need to make sure that you're following her social media pages, sharing her posts and her reels with your friends, with your family, so they can continue to learn English and be on this English language journey with you. Honestly, I think your content is like super fun. And, you know, like I said, most of the time, you know, you are speaking the Uzbek language, but there are some things. I watched one reel that you did where it was like basic English, and then you said a word.
Versus advanced English.
Yes, I thought it was great. I really liked it. I thought it was a really cool video. Even I learned something. I was like, oh yeah, that's how I can say it in that advanced way. That was really cool.
Thank you very much. And it's actually an exam requirement. When students take English speaking exams, they have to use more advanced words which are commonly used, uncommonly used. They have to know the differences. It's important for their exams.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that all of your students are going to ace their English language test 100%. They're going to score the top, the best, because you are just such a phenomenal teacher, and you're so creative with the way that you use social media to teach, you know, the content that your students need to know, which I think is just absolutely wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's just more than a test. Like when you learn English, it's not just an exam. It's not just a test. You get to know people from all over the world.
Yes.
Like we are talking to each other. That's why I always tell my students, when you learn a language, like a person who speaks two languages is kind of like two people, you know?
Yes,
you speak
exactly.
Two languages and you have kind of two different personalities, because I'm different when I speak my local language and I became a different person when I speak English. Yeah. Personality change. Yeah.
That's actually true, because it's like, if it's your native language, you can kind of be your most authentic self. But if it's a second language or a third language, then sometimes you kind of change a little to try and, you know, speak the language as best as you can. That's true.
How about you? Do you also feel the same when you change the language? Do you feel that maybe your character traits or something will change slightly?
Sometimes, yes, because mostly it's because sometimes I don't know like exactly how I want to say something. So I can only say it with the words that I know, and maybe it's not as like strong or as effective as I would want it to be. So then it seems like my personality is different because I'm not saying it perfectly. But I guess that just comes with like more and more practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, I know that you are an English teacher, but since I don't know any of the Uzbek language, how do I say like thank you in the Uzbek language?
Well, it's like Rahmat.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, say it again.
It was so fast, yeah. We say Rahmat. 2 syllables.
Rahmat.
Mat. Yeah.
Mat. Rahmat.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun.
Rahmat. Okay, I'm learning.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
I know we have so many people here and they have questions, so I'm going to start asking some of the questions that people are asking in the chat. Okay, so there's like 2 questions for me. Let me just answer those quickly. Please. Since people are asking. I see Muna Ismailova is asking, hey, my question is, which university did you graduate? And then Laylo Mirsaidova is asking, would you like to come to Uzbekistan? So to answer the first question, I went to the university in the United States, and I went to Georgetown University, which is in Washington, D.C., here in the United States. And Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States. So I did my university there, and I studied culture and politics. So the intersection of the global world that we live in and all these different cultures, but also politics and how we create systems and structures for people, no matter where they are in the world, that support their growth and their development as people. And then, do I want to come to Uzbekistan? Yes, 100%. Yes, I would love to come to Uzbekistan. So hopefully one day I get the opportunity to visit. I would love, love, love to do that. And then I see somebody in the chat is saying, where am I from? So I'm from the United States. My dad is Black American from the United States, and my mom is from Iran. So I am mixed race from the United States, and I live in the United States most of the part of the year, and then I also live in South Africa for part of the year. So just traveling a lot.
Interesting.
Okay. I know, very interesting. We're very international here on this call. So, okay, now I want to ask some of the questions that people are asking for you, Gulora. So there's a beautiful question here from Shakriz, who's saying, Gulora, what is your main goal in your life?
I don't know, honestly speaking. I don't know what it. It's pointless thinking about your main goal. It's so hard to find your main goal. Just be yourself. Enjoy wherever you do. Maybe, yeah. It's so hard to think of your main goal in life, and instead I prefer just to enjoy. Once I read a very, very interesting quote on the internet, and it said, imagine you have a pie in front of you, and most people just look at the pie and think, oh, it's a very beautiful pie. What kind of pie is it? What's the main aim of this pie? And some other people, instead of just looking at the pie, they eat and enjoy the pie. You know what I mean? About life also the same. If you keep thinking about your main goal, main aims of life, you never find it.
Yes.
It's just about eating the pie. It's just about enjoying it.
Just enjoy that pie, and eventually you'll get another pie and do something different and do something new. I love that.
Just by looking at the pie, you'll never enjoy it. You have to eat it in order to enjoy it, like without too much thinking.
Oh my gosh, that is brilliant. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to use that. You can't just look at the pie. You have to eat it and enjoy it.
Exactly. And you never know what may happen next year, next month in your life. That's why it's better to take the most of the today, like most of your time now. That's why.
Absolutely.
Like pandemic taught me to be more flexible. Pandemic taught me to take things easy and just to enjoy when you have it. Yeah.
That is so true. I feel the exact same way. Okay, let me go find another question for you. I loved that question. There's so many people in the questions who are saying, we are just proud of you, Gulora. You're an amazing teacher. That's from Fayos Amelieva. And people are saying it was so great. It's a great experience. They're learning English from this live stream. So that's incredible. And what else? Okay, I'm trying to see all these questions. Okay, so here's a question for you about this exam. I don't know how to say it, the IELTS?
TS, yeah.
Yes, so Yes, so Axrorov7 is asking, what is the best way to improve the IELTS writing?
Well, it's not kind of special writing assignment. It's the same school writing assignment, not very complicated actually. And I asked the same question once when I was studying at university. We had a teacher from the USA. We had an American professor at university, and once we met him in the corridor and we asked the same question from him. I don't remember his name. Mr. Professor, how can we improve our writing skills? Can you give some suggestions? He looked at us and he told us, well, I have 3 suggestions, 3 tips of advice: read, read, and read. That's it. Like reading helps you to improve your writing, because in order to be able to produce something, to write something, you should have enough ideas. And you will get ideas when you read books, actually. That's why reading comes first. You read a lot of books, then you will have so many ideas flowing from your mind. That's why.
Ooh.
That's why. So I just recommend my students to read some more books. Yeah, depending on their interests, whatever they enjoy reading, just read it and enjoy. Yeah.
Ooh, that is excellent advice. Spoken like a true teacher, Gulora. Read more books.
Yeah, yeah. Because in writing, students usually have lack of ideas. They don't know what to write. They don't know what to write. That's the main problem.
Exactly.
And when they read, yeah, when they read different articles, whatever they enjoy, they like astronomy, read books on astronomy. They like sports, read articles on sports, and they will have more ideas.
Yes,
because
definitely.
I know these questions very well, because these questions are asked every day from me. Yeah.
I love that. People just, they know what to ask you, and then you can just create all sorts of amazing content around like just all these questions that the students ask you every day.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it. Well, I see that people are asking me a lot of questions in the question box, which is fine, but I like the questions are, I feel like I want to ask them for you. It's your interview.
No, please, you answer first, because my students are really interested in meeting foreigners, talking to them, listening to their speech. It's a really good language practice. And also they're for most of my following are young people, teenagers, people in their early 20s. And at this time of their lives, they are very much interested about the outside world, people from different countries. That's why they're sending you a lot of questions. They're bombarding you with questions. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
You are a very interesting person for them. Like, believe me. They really, really want to meet you. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I will happily answer some of these questions. I see that someone's asking Shodiev Barchinoy. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. You're asking what other languages do I know or can I speak? So I can speak English as my first language. I speak Spanish as my second language. And then the third language I speak is called Sepedi, which is from South Africa. So that's a third language that I speak. So those are some of the ones that I know. And then there's some questions in here. Someone saying, what's up in the USA? The US is such an interesting place. There are so many different people here from different backgrounds, different foods, different languages, different religions. So it really is a melting pot of so many different cultures and backgrounds. And that's one of the things that's really cool about the United States. And then I see people, okay, so Layla's asking, have I ever attended a Selena Gomez concert? No, I have never seen Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
She's
so
lovely.
The curious young people, very curious, yeah.
Literally. Someone's asking, how old am I? So I am 31 years old.
Yeah.
You
look pretty young. You look very beautiful. Yeah. For your age. That's
Thank
really
you.
good.
Thank you. You know, just like you, I also like to exercise and be fit. And I think that helps. Like that helps to keep you looking young and fresh.
Exactly.
Yes. And then I saw someone just asked in the chat, I'll answer this one, asked, how did I meet with you? So how did I meet with you? And you and I met at a conference in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates called the Nas Summit. And so we met at the Nas Summit. It was this big conference with a lot of content creators and social media influencers from around the world. And obviously, Gulora, you have a big presence on social media with the work that you do. And for me, I'm not so much a content creator as I am a show host. and an MC and a presenter. So I have a TV show out right now on YouTube, and I'm hosting interviews with different people just like this. So I'm more of like a presenter and a host. And that conference had a lot of like really incredibly talented content creators, just like you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Well, we have about 5 minutes left on the interview, and I want to throw it back over to you, like any final words, final comments, anything that you want to share on this incredible live interview that we've been having?
Well, I enjoyed it very much. Once again, thank you a lot for inviting me. At the beginning, I was too much excited about it because I told it's my first ever international interview. Thank you for helping me. It's kind of first step for me. First time I felt international environment at Nas Summit, and then I had a lot of friends. With some of them, we messaged each other later on Instagram. That was great experience. And now I'm having an interview. I feel even more closer to you. That's great. That's great. Thank you very much. These are my first steps of going international on the internet. Yeah, first time ever. First steps. Yeah, that's why I am grateful to you for this chance.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I have to say a huge thank you to you right back, because your energy is incredible. You've been so flexible. Even when we had some technology issues on Tuesday, you were so quick to reschedule and to figure out how we could go live again. And you are the first ever person that I've ever interviewed from Uzbekistan. I think you're the only person I know in my whole life from Uzbekistan. So to learn more about you and your culture and all of these amazing fans and followers that you have who have been so supportive and so kind, truly the pleasure has been all mine. And I'm so glad that we connected like this on the interview, because when we see each other in person somewhere, one day, somewhere in the world, that it's going to be even greater. So I'm just so honored to know you and to be learning from you. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you are so welcome. Tell me one more time, how do I say thank you in Uzbek?
It's Rahmat.
Rahmat.
Yeah.
Rahmat. I'm like, how many languages can I say thank you? And thank you, gracias in Spanish, shukran in Arabic, rahmat in Uzbek.
In Uzbek.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, Gulora. This has been amazing. I hope that we keep in touch. I'll be following you on Instagram. Don't forget, everyone, make sure you're following Gulora _Muzaffarova on Instagram, on TikTok, on Telegram, on all the platforms. You can follow me at They Call Me Banz and subscribe to your YouTube channel. Tell us the name of your YouTube channel.
The same. Gulora Muzaffarova, the same.
Excellent. Excellent. So we make sure we're following you on YouTube so that we can continue to support all the amazing work you're doing. All right, Gulora. Well, thank you for your time. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I think my subscribers also enjoyed our speech very much in the interview, because for them also it's a very good language practice. And I'll tell them to follow your page in order to practice their listening skills.
Definitely.
They watch the interviews and they practice English.
Yes, and I will save our interview on Instagram, and I'll also upload it to YouTube too. So all of you watching here on the live can watch it again and again and again.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Gulora. Rahmat. And I'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah. I do hope that we'll have some more interviews in the future.
Definitely. Anytime. Anytime. Call me.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Right. Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Goodbye.